and welcome to CFRE Radio. Wow. Oh my. I don't even want to start today's show. No, today is August 7th, 2013. You are tuned into The Mouth of Madness, recorded live at CFRE Radio Studios in Mississauga, Ontario, located at the University of Toronto, Mississauga. I'm your host, Matthew DeLeo, and whoa, we just had a humdinger of a pre-show runaround. Normally I'm here about an hour and a half early, and I'm here and I'm busy typing away on my script, and I have all my songs ready, and I'm calm, I'm just amped up, I'm listening to Oasis, just getting in the pre-show mood, and anything and everything that could have possibly gone wrong has happened here today. But you know what? It is not going to affect me. The reason being is because I've got a good friend of mine, Lionel, who fronts a little band known as Xephyr, who's going to be who we have in the studio this afternoon, and we are going to be sitting down for a one-on-one interview with him. It's first of all, introduce yourself, Lionel.
All right, my name is Lionel. I am from Pickering. I play in a band called Xephyr. I pretty much play guitar, I sing, I manage, I pretty much do everything in the band, except for playing drums and bass, of course. And yeah, it's I'm the mastermind behind it. Been doing it for a few years now, and yeah, just I don't know what else to say. Thanks for having me on the air. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's a pleasure. So Xephyr was formed in 2006.
Yeah.
And it was formed between you and it's a three-piece band. It's never been any more than that, has it?
Actually, last year, like in the beginning, we had a second guitarist. His name was Eric, and it went well for about a half year, and then he decided he didn't want to do the rock and roll thing anymore. So, which is cool. It's all good. Yeah,
that tends to happen. You get everybody together, and that goes for a little while, and then other people have to jump out because of other reasons. Like SFK, we had to get rid of our guitarist because he was having family problems, so he jumped out. So that's fairly commonplace. So from forming Xephyr, was it how did Xephyr come to be?
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
Originally, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a lawyer, but I decided to try rock and roll instead. So I picked up guitar back in grade 10, and I haven't been able to put it down since. It's been fun, man. Even one day, my guitar teacher. Funny enough, who actually recorded the album that we have in the songs that we have in the player there. He was like, "Oh, you should try being in a band." I'm like, "Oh, I don't think I'm good enough." He's like, "No, give it a shot." And it's been great ever since. So, lots of trial and error, but it's been awesome.
Yeah, well, how did because you formed Xephyr in high school, right? Mm-hmm. So where did you guys go from there? Did you start applying at open mics, or was it through high school friends? Tell us how you got the wheels in motion.
We did actually start playing open mics. We had a talent show, but for whatever reason they didn't want hard rock bands playing there, so we didn't know this. So we went in there playing "Smells Like Teen Spirit," and everyone's like, "Yeah, we love that song, but it's too loud." I'm like, "Where's wrong with that?" But anyways, it was still fun anyway. Kind of got some attention. So we ended up playing random places around Pickering, the library. Believe it or not, they did have concerts there. Mm-hmm. And then we just kind of went from there. We ended up start discovering the Durham region underground scene and the Toronto scene, stuff like that. So we just start working our way up, just networking with other bands and kissing lots of butt, and
nice save. That is a very nice save. I forgot that
I'm on the air, but yes,
serious business at CFRE.
And it's been pretty cool. Lots of long nights on the computer, getting back to emails and stuff like that. But it's fun.
Now, you told me before in a previous conversation that Xephyr was a reference to, you said something about it being a part of Ontario or something like that?
No, actually. It's I got the name originally from the back of the dictionary by kind of it starts with a Z. Let's switch the Z to an X, just, to make it different. But then one of my friends is like, "Oh, you named yourself after the town." I'm like, there's no town called Zephyr.
Zephyr,
Then he's like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like not too far from Uxbridge. So I'm like, oh, I gotta find the Zephyr sign like near Uxbridge and just like plaster an X on top of it. But hopefully no one, the cops aren't listening right now from that town.
Yeah. Because I never would have guessed that Zephyr was actually the name of a place. It's kind of like when I heard of Headley, right? I thought instantly it was a reference to Blazing Saddles, Headley Lamar, right? And it's like, no, it's in BC. And I'm like, what? But either way, we are going to be playing some songs from Zephyr. We got a brand new CD. We got 2 songs, Break and Story. Which one would you like to hear over the radio right now?
Oh, let's start with Break.
Okay. What can you tell me about Break?
Once again, it was an accident. I was just fooling around with my wah pedal, trying to, imitate like 70s style kind of music. And yeah, man, we just jammed with Dennis and our drummer at the time, and yeah, just came out to be like, a really one of our most technical songs, I guess. So it's been pretty cool.
Well, either way, we are listening to CFRE Radio, and this is Zephyr with Break.
Like what you've done.
Hello, everybody. You are tuned in to CFRE Radio. That was Zephyr with Break, one of the new songs.
That's right.
That's right. Now I gotta say, because earlier you were saying back when you were in high school you did a cover of "Smells Like Teen Spirit." So would it be fair to assume that you are heavily influenced by '90s grunge? Oh wow, we're getting a caller in.
Wow.
It's at least I believe we're getting a caller in. Give me a second. Let me see if I can do this. Hello, you are on CFRE Radio.
Speaking to the lead singer of Zephyr.
That's correct.
And I'm speaking to him right now.
That's right. Hi.
Is your name Lionel?
That's me.
Hey, man. How's it going? My name's Dr. Darren Flower. I host a show called Rock It Up on Saturdays at 1 p.m. to 2 on CFRE Radio.
Darren.
Hey, Darren. How's it going, man? I know who you are.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How's everything with you?
Everything's pretty awesome, man.
Awesome. Well, I was checking my news feed on Facebook, and I was pleasantly surprised that you were in my city of Mississauga, and I was just really happy to tune in and listen to you. I gave a little shout out to you on Facebook, and wanted to plug your interview.
Sorry, say that again?
I gave you a little shout out on Facebook, and I wanted to plug your interview because I'm so excited and happy for you.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, man.
Now I have a legitimate question for you.
Okay.
Do you really think your hair looks cooler than mine?
What?
We're getting
I'm
into some
serious.
rivalry here.
That's a really good question, Darren.
It is.
I think both our hair is equally awesome. How about that?
All right, it totally is. That's the answer I was looking for. No, I'm just joking with you. I just wanted to call in and show some love, and you know what I mean? Let me know if you're sticking around the city. Maybe we'll hook up for a little bit.
I'm down. Wouldn't mind grabbing a beer or something.
Yeah, well, a non-alcoholic drink. How about that?
Okay.
You have to, promote responsibility and responsible drinking and whatnot. So
Correct.
Give me a shout if you have my number after your interview. Maybe we'll hook up.
All right, sounds good to me.
Okay, man. Take care.
All right, you too, man. Take care.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a fellow DJ who I like to prefer to call Dangerous Darren Flower, who hosts a Saturday show called Rock It Up. He also performs in a band known as I think it's called Stone River.
Yep.
I'm not 100% sure, but either way, we have
pretty awesome.
Yeah. We have the phones open. If you guys want to call in and ask Lionel a question, you can always call the booth at 905-828-3447, and we will pick you up and we will put you on the air. Either way, it is calling in questions. Once again, that completely sort of made me lose my track of thought. So you're heavily influenced by 90s grunge bands.
Right.
So how did you first meet the other members of Zephyr, like originally?
With Dennis, I kind of met him through our last drummer, Paulson. We kind of found Paulson online through Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Yeah, and I haven't had most of the experiences I had through Craigslist weren't that great, but thankfully Paulson was good. And then I met his group of friends and met Dennis at a house party, and he saw us perform. At this backyard party somewhere north from here. And then once he found that our old bassist Omar left, he's like, "Hey, I'd like to try out." He went to buy a bass and played, and he was great. He's probably one of the best bassists we've had. And then he's been with us ever since. And then unfortunately, Paulson left us back in March.
Yep, I was there for that gig. That was
that Lee's Palace.
Yeah, Lee's Palace. Yeah.
And we opened up for the Bloody Five in Toronto. And then afterwards. Funny story. Before we auditioned Paulson, our new drummer, Mark, he auditioned before Paulson, but he just wasn't up to the standards that we were looking for. But then he emails me a couple months ago. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking to try out." And I'm like, "Okay, hopefully he's improved since." And he blew me away. I sent him links to Break, and he almost played it 100% on the first edition. I was like, "Oh, this dude's promising." And yeah, he's been great ever since. So I think, he'll definitely blow some people away. Give him a couple of months, he'll be amazing.
Dennis has impressed me because when I saw him at Lee's Palace, and was he also at? I'm trying to remember because I first met you 2 years ago at Anime North. Right. You were dressed up as Slash.
Oh yeah.
And I went to go see you guys perform at Shanghai Cowgirl, and we never
Bovine
Sex Club. Sorry,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah. Sorry,
that's when we had the extra guitarist too.
Yeah. I was there, and I was basically photographing the show. And one thing that I noticed that was really interesting about Xephyr is that you guys have a very interesting dynamic when you're on stage. There's a lot of energy coming off of you, coming off of Dennis. And during your show at Lee's Palace, you guys were engaging with the crowd. Not to mention, you guys brought an inflatable beach ball that you were kicking around in the middle of the audience. And so I was sitting there in the crowd going, well, whatever it is, these guys have definitely are having fun. And that's interesting because not a lot of bands are having fun when they're on stage. So why do you guys choose to engage the crowd? Like, what is your strategy?
Well, it's it's that old school rock and roll aspect. I find like even some professional, quote unquote, professional bands out there, they don't engage in their fans at all. They don't even talk to them. They're like, hey, hello, Toronto, or blah blah blah, and they say the same garbage in every city. And I'm like, you know what? They're there to pay X amount of money to see the band live. Talk to them. Hell, I even grab my microphone and I'm like, hey, do you have anything intelligent to tell us? And sometimes I'll randomly swear in the mic, but that's cool because, we're interacting with the crowd. And then they'll say, oh, thanks for letting me talk to the mic afterwards. And it's cool. That's how I would want a concert, right? Mm-hmm. So, and plus you don't see beach balls at concerts anymore, so I want to bring that back. Sometimes we even throw in I found this random inflatable flamingo at this party store one day, and that's meant to be used for like beach parties and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll throw this in the crowd, and people fight over it. And like one chick in Toronto or in Oshawa took off with it, and we're like, we want to use that for our next show. Whatever, it's only like $2.
Well, so moving on the path of Xephyr. So you guys got your start doing high school talent show.
Yeah.
And where did you go from there along your career?
We played. Then we started playing. Concerts in small like hole in the wall venues. Like if anyone from Oshawa is listening, I'm sure they'll remember the Dungeon. So we played there in Oshawa. They closed down like years ago, and then just like wherever, like the Smiling Buddha in Toronto, another small venue. Siesta Nouveau was a couple of years ago, but just smaller venues like that. Mm-hmm. We just played, or if one of our friends invited us to a house party, we'd play there, and then all of a sudden we'd meet someone, and they'll invite us to like a venue, and yeah, just kind of built from there. Like first we're playing hole in the wall bars, and now we're starting to play like the Elmo Combo, Lee's Palace, Bovine, and all that stuff. So it's just like promoting my butt off and telling everyone about the band and concerts and stuff.
Now, if you have any advice because a lot of people that tune into the show, they're either musicians or they're people that are fascinated with being a musician, but they haven't taken that first step yet. Do you have any advice for any aspiring, just starting musicians that are trying to make it on the circuit?
Definitely use, most importantly, have songs written. Even if you only have like half a set and the other half are covers, that's good enough, that's why my band did that too. We only had like the first like library concert we played. We only had about 5 or 6 songs, and the other half of the set were covers. So yeah, I keep writing like every day. I haven't done this in a while because I've been too busy being the manager. But just keep writing songs constantly, and then like within a couple of years, you're like, oh, those old songs suck. I got to keep writing better ones, and just go from there. And definitely use the internet at your disposal. Like, definitely use Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, promote like crazy, and just go from there and play concerts. And, even though your first show may not have, 20 people, hell, it might even have 5 people, but yeah, it might turn one of those people into like, a hardcore fan, and they'll spread the word for you. You won't have to do anything anymore. So
basically promote.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, this next song that we are going to play by Xephyr is also a new one. It is called Story. Now, what is the story with Story?
It's just there's many stories within this story, but it's pretty much it's about a guy who has like bipolar disorder, and like he's like to himself, and then he kind of lashes out to the people that make him angry. So that's what the song's about, pretty much.
Interesting. Well, we are going to hear Story from Xephyr. You are listening to CFRE Radio. Let's kick it off.
can't be found. Do they say can't relax? They'd rather turn instead. It's in the past and take it back. They like it when you're dead. Around the bend, don't have a clue. Do you see that she's a waste? Look at me, I look at you. She's laughed upon my face. It's no fault, it's no fault. And then they fell. It's no fault. Down and push, down and shove, down and push, down and shove it. Someone told us all and I'd rather be home. Someone told us all and I'd rather be home. Someone told us all and I'd rather be home. Someone tried to test me. They can't be. Something wrong inside my head. By now I thought you'd learn. Do you know just where you are? Your skin begins to burn. Around the bed, around the corner. In the end she's on her knees. So look away, don't even say. She forgot to say please. It's not my fault, it's not my fault. And then they fell, it's not my fault. Down you push, down you shove, down you push, down you shove it. Someone told us all and I'd rather be home. Someone told us all and I'd rather be home. Someone told us all and I'd rather be home. Someone tried to test me. They can't be found.
Hello, everybody. You are tuned in to the Mouth of Madness here at CFRE Studio. That was Story by Xephyr. I believe this album, this little CD is called XEN, Zen?
Yeah. It's, that's not the permanent name for it yet, but that's what we decided to call it, Zen.
Project in the making. Now, that past song was called Story, and earlier you referenced songwriting, so let's get back into it.
Cool.
Tell me about your songwriting process. Like, is it just you working on the tracks for Xephyr? Or?
Yeah, for the most part. I sometimes. Where should I start? Oh yeah. So in the past, it's always just been me. Mm-hmm. The previous members really didn't add much to it. Like, it wasn't until our old drummer Paulson, he kind of said, "Oh, let's try this," and then we kind of turned a song into that and so on. But yeah, it's just usually I just sit in my room with my guitar and I usually write the music first, and then I'll try to add a melody to the music afterwards. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes, like very rarely, this will happen, but I'll just come up with a melody in my head and I'll try to write some chords for it.
I ask a lot of musicians, and they're either like 50-50. They're either like, oh, I write the music first and then I write the lyrics later. I'm one of those people who can't bother writing like lyrics until I have the song charted out.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know what I'm playing. But
yeah, I'm exactly the same way. I'd rather have like the melody and the music written first, and then I'll worry about the lyrics later.
So, tell me, you told me before Shed, which was the album that you released in 2010, that you put together a small little CD. You weren't too proud of it.
Oh God.
Yeah, but can you tell me like when you were working on that first album, like what was your frame of mind? Like what were you focusing on?
I was more in. I guess I was more. I was more into just like noise rock and just like being loud and angry and stuff like that. But then like I was like really influenced by like like Nirvana's Bleach and other stuff like that. And then I realized I can write better songs than this, and that's where. And then that's when Shed came about. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's like at first, like I wasn't really serious into it in the industry and stuff. Like I have this one song called POS that my current bassist wants to bring back. I'm like, no, I'm never playing that song again.
Okay.
But yeah, it was more raw, it was more punk rock. But I've grown up a lot since then, so I'm in a better state of mind now.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see like how a musician evolves as the years go by. Like you went from going to high school to doing small independent shows, and you told me that you've toured. Like you've gone outside of Ontario?
Yeah, we've done what some people call weekend warrior tours. So what we do is, for example, like because I work part-time as well, and my workplace, it's really hard to book time off. So what I'll do is, say for example, last time we went to Montreal, we went to Sherbrooke, Quebec, which is about an hour away from Montreal. We played a show there. Then we went to Montreal and then came back home. So on a Friday and Saturday we played a show and then we came back.
So you booked the gigs ahead of time and they accepted you.
Yeah, surprisingly for an Anglophone. And sometimes it's interesting too when you book shows out of the province, especially in a province like Quebec, because sometimes the bands up there, like their English isn't that great. So thankfully I know a couple of friends who can speak French. I'm like, if I can't understand, I'm like, can you please repeat that like en français? And then they'll communicate back to me, and then they're like, okay, I understand now. And it's cool.
Well, I mean, you come from Pickering, is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you still living in Pickering?
Oh, yeah.
So you went all the way from Pickering, Ontario, and you and the rest of Xephyr basically got in a van and then went to Quebec.
Correct.
Now, a lot of venues in downtown Toronto, specifically like promotional companies, they want you to sell tickets. And unless, of course, you're traveling with the back of your fan club in the van, which would be awesome, but it would definitely cut off circulation. So how did you manage to get into the Montreal shows? Did you have contacts from that? Or?
I just did a lot of research. Like I didn't know anyone up in Montreal, and I just emailed people and just say, hey, we're a band from the outskirts of Toronto. Can we play? Sometimes they're cool enough to actually book us with other bands that have a similar sound to us. Like what's the name of this bar? The very first show we played was the Crow Bar, but they were more of like an open mic kind of thing. And then we ended up playing the Piranha Bar, and that promoter up there is really cool. If there's musicians out there, definitely listen. Like talk to the promoter of the Piranha Bar, and he'll help you get bands and stuff like that. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we networked with those bands. We end up finding out some of them actually play in Toronto every once in a while. So we'll go and check out their concerts, even though we're not playing. But yeah, it's just all networking stuff.
Now, getting back on songwriting as a whole, I'd like to ask, because a lot of your songs come from within you, obviously. Like you come up with the storylines and stuff like that. But I don't really know if it works because of your genre, because I was going to ask, is it easier to write a angry song or a happy song? But when it comes to hard rock, it's you don't really hear like metal bands or heavy rock bands coming up going, today's a great day, puppies and kittens,
give
and
everybody
rainbows.
hugs, yay. But rainbows.
What do you tend to focus theme-wise in songs for Xephyr?
Just whatever comes to mind at first, really. But for the most part, I'd rather keep it real, because that's why I find a lot of artists are lacking. Whether it be within rock or pop, a lot of bands are superficial, and it's just like I can't really relate to the stuff like at all. And I'm just like, well, I'm just going to write how I feel, and hopefully, my audience feels the same way, and they have. Just pretty much, whatever comes to mind first, really. And, you probably wouldn't, hear me write songs about, going into space or whatever, not unless it's like a trippy song, or if I was under the influence of some other illegal narcotic or whatever.
Okay. But we're gonna keep that to a minimum here on the show.
It's like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
always in space. No.
but yeah, it's I just try to keep it real for the most part.
Mm-hmm. So you'd say that some of the songs that you have are grounded in reality, that you have, like, has any song that you've made, whether being for Shed or an earlier album, or even songs that you've added to the live repertoire, have a piece that's affected you or talks a little bit about your life?
That's a good question. I'd say all of them, really.
Okay.
Just because, it's just, even if I could look back at like the self-titled album that no one will ever hear ever again,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, history, kind of looking at part of my life to see, where I was at and stuff and how I was feeling. And just, I guess my development from there as a songwriter. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That's, I guess the best answer I can give you.
I always like making my guests think. So, currently, you have a new drummer who goes by the name Mark.
Mm-hmm.
How did you first hear of him? Like, how did he get in?
So, originally, like 3 years ago, he auditioned for the band, but he wasn't that good. And then fast forward 3 years later, he messaged me again saying, hey, can I audition again? So we're like, sure. And funny enough, he knows all of our friends and other bands like around the area, like Mother Leeds and Womb. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's been working out pretty good ever since. So he played his first show with us at the, what's the name of this venue? It's right across the street. Rancho Relaxo. So that was his first show with us. We played mostly stuff from Shed off for that performance, but he's starting to learn the newer stuff now. So we'll definitely have a longer set in our next live show. Which, since I'm going to bring this up, our next show is in Lindsay, October 31st. If you check out our Facebook page, or no one goes on MySpace anymore. Never mind. If you check out our Facebook page, and you'll see. No, I haven't posted it yet. If you check out the band called the DGB, we're opening up for them. They're the guys organizing the entire festival. So we're playing in a farm in Lindsay, Ontario. So it should be awesome. Like you'll be able to camp there. You can fish. You can go swimming. Starts at like noon and it goes until I think 11, 12 o'clock in the evening, and then it's just a party right after that.
Sounds like a really good show, and I'm actually kind of happy that I get the first official exclusive of this show. I'm for those of you not listening, I'm actually kind of blushing. So it's like, yes, pride, first thing, yes,
exclusive, fresh off the press, ladies and gentlemen.
Lindsay, Ontario. So you're going to be performing at you said a barn? Or?
Yeah, so it's some random guy's barn, and he has like this huge open field, and we actually played here last year as well during Fan Expo. Okay. I had to leave the convention to go there and then come back. But yeah, he has 2 stages set up, so it's kind of set up like Heavy TO last year. So while one band's performing, the other band is setting up. As soon as the first band is done playing, the second band begins playing, and then the first band takes their stuff down, then the third band goes up. Yeah, it's a cool like mini festival in a way.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Now, getting back on the subject of Mark, how he managed to get into Xephyr. You said before that he actually knew some of the other bands, so it's sort of like a close-knit family, how everybody knows each other in a way. That's how you describe the music industry primarily, isn't it?
Sometimes. It really depends. I guess it depends on the bands. If like they just kind of like click together and stuff like that. If the genres are similar, then yeah, we kind of just stick together and put on shows with each other, like with other bands that are new and stuff like that. So it really depends on which bands you're talking about. But the ones I've managed to like network with and stuff, they're like really cool. Like the bands like the DGB, Mother Leeds, Womb. All those bands are pretty cool. I highly recommend those bands as well.
Quick shout out to all those bands. Hopefully, maybe sometime in the future. I don't know how long the show is going to get, but if I'm lucky, maybe I might be able to get them inside the studio for an interview. That would be great.
Oh yeah. Hopefully searching for Kim.
Well, we before I even got the show, we stepped in and did a radio interview in March or April sometime, and that's what eventually led to me getting this show here. Is I knocked on Jill Kennedy's door, and I basically said, "Hey, could you possibly let me have my own show?" And it's like, well, yeah, I guess I can hook something up, and that's how this came to be.
Okay, so, nice. Congrats, man.
But either way, searching for Kim. I'm not here to plug my band.
Check that band out too. Their songs are really good. Like seriously.
I am here to talk about Xephyr and to talk about you and talk about your musical journey.
Cool.
And so Mark managed to get in the band. He at first didn't make the cutoff 3 years ago, and then he joined shortly thereafter after rehearing his stuff. So did he play with any musical acts before, or was it just practice?
That, and I did think he actually he was in a band, a rock band in Pickering, but then from what I remember him telling me, they kind of went soft, and then that wasn't the direction he was looking for. So probably they were going along the lines of Kings of Leon, and yeah, and then
not good for your sound.
But he wanted something with a bit more oomph to it, and yeah, he figured Xephyr would be his best bet. So yeah, we're happy that he's on the Xephyr team now, and yeah, we're gonna kick some butts on our next show.
Now, I've seen you guys perform twice, and both were really, really amazing shows. I had fun with it.
Oh, thank you.
But one thing I've noticed is a constant theme from both of those shows is the rampant destruction of a guitar at the end of each set list. So tell me how that came to be, and I think that the rest of the audience would be interested in learning that you've named a hammer.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So pretty much, do you see these bands like playing up on stage, and they have like $1,000 guitars, and I have my cheap, under $200 guitar, and then I'm just like, how are these guys affording this? I'm like, and plus, like on top of that too, back in the day, Jimi Hendrix destroyed his guitar. Like all the punk rockers destroyed their guitars.
Pete Townsend does it. He makes a habit of it of the Who.
Yeah. And I'm just like, why don't bands do that anymore? They're like, oh, because my guitar's too expensive. I'm not gonna smash it. I'm like, what the hell with that? So I just if I'm lucky, I'll get a donation from a friend, or I'll find a cheap $20 guitar, and I'll lay it to rest with the sledgehammer. And my sledgehammer, I didn't actually name it. My roadie Oz named it.
You have roadies?
Just one. His name is Oz. He's smelly. No, I'm just joking. No. Oz, sorry. I forgot what he named it actually. It was Bertha, I think, or something like that.
I thought it was like Broomhilda or something. It sounded something German. It had a B in it.
Hilda or
Hilda
or something like that. Yeah.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah. Damn, he's gonna give me hell for this, but yeah, it's yeah, he just named it, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. So whatever, I'm just using it to destroy things, so it's all good. I was supposed to use it at the Lee's Palace show, but security wouldn't allow me in, so I'm like, why not? It's part of the show. The sound guy said it was fine. They're like, no, you can't bring that in. I'm like, I'm not destroying your property. No, you can't bring it in. I'm like, whatever. Next thing, though, for next time when I do play there again, I'm just going to sneak it in before security arrives, and then I should be good.
Actually, I wouldn't recommend this because a personal story of mine was before SFK got started, I started doing open mic nights, and I brought my own mic stand, but unfortunately, it was for the video game Rock Band.
Okay.
I didn't know anything. I just knew I wanted to be a musician. I was horrible, but I set it up, and they said, yeah, the mic head is too big. It won't be able to take a normal microphone. And I'm just like, son of a. So I'm going and I'm doing my set, and then at the end of the set, I take my mic stand and I start smashing it on stage.
No way. During an open mic from all things.
During an open mic of all things. And it was like 30, 40 people in the audience, but nobody knew except for the sound guy that it was my stand. So immediately after I did that, security rushed the stage and they had me in handcuffs.
What?
And they were dragging me, and they were basically yanking me off stage. And one of the student union who was just like, you shouldn't have done that. And I looked at him and I'm like, it's mine from home. Like I tried being punk rock during the thing, but I was sweating bullets. I was crying. I was just like, it's mine from home. For the love of God, please don't get me arrested for this. And they go to the sound guy. He says, it's his. Is it his? And he's like, yeah, it's his. Are you kidding me? Look at the electrical tape trying to hold it together. It's definitely his. So I definitely recommend that you go with security on this, because it could have severe life-threatening consequences, unless, of course, you think that makes you more punk rock, and it's like, hey, look, Lionel's getting arrested. Woo!
Exactly. I got over 30 people backing me up, so they'll take security out. Plus, some of them were security guards themselves, so I have some really big friends.
Well, actually, you do, because when I saw you guys perform at, I keep calling it the Shanghai Cowgirl, but it's not. It's
the Bovine?
The Bovine. for those of you who don't know, the Shanghai Cowgirl is a restaurant that's built right next to the Bovine Sex Club, which was where Lionel performed. So whenever I head down there, we're heading to that place, and they're like, no, we're heading to the Rock Club next to it. But when I saw you guys perform there, you managed to have a decent amount of fans that had shown up that had come from like wearing Zephyr T-shirts and having the merchandise. Like your show actually at Lee's Palace, you threw a lighter into the crowd, which was caught by my roommate, Crazy Chris Call.
Oh yeah,
but you definitely have a dedicated fan base. Mm-hmm. So how in God's green earth, where are these people coming from, and how is
space?
From space, yes. And how do you keep getting them to come back?
I you know what? I just after the show, I just go beside my merch desk, or I'll just go up to them and talk to them. Even if I don't know them, I'll just say, thanks for actually watching the set and not hiding, by the bar or whatever. And I just start a friendly conversation with them, and then next thing you know, they're my friends. So it's just talking to everyone, just being down to earth and being polite and not being a complete douchebag, saying, I'm the best. I'm gonna go in the backstage and drink cheap beer and blah blah blah.
Yeah, not.
I'd rather go and meet the people who actually spent the money to go hang out. I since I am from Durham region, most of my fan base is from Pickering, Oshawa area. So, but and then of course I have friends in Toronto as well. So it's just kind of like a combination of both cities, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just I just hang out with them. We party like a bunch of party animals, and yeah, it's just cool. And then we're friends for life.
That's actually a really good thing, because a lot of people don't really understand the social aspect when it comes to gaining fans. Like you'd perform at an open mic, and then you'd walk off stage, and you'd see some people that are just sitting there and drinking their time. But a lot of people don't know, or are too afraid to go up and engage other people after performing their set. And it's always I recommend anybody who performs, for the love of God, please talk to people after your set, unless, of course, they want nothing to do with you. That's a complete other story. There leads bear mace and pepper spray. But
Heath Meld.
But so tell me, so you're doing the show in Lindsay, Ontario?
Correct.
What are your future plans for Zephyr?
Actually, we are trying to talk to my friends Pablo and Jose. They're the guys who recorded our last music video, which is called Second Guess, which is off our album Shed. And we're gonna get together with them sometime next week, and we're going to figure out what we're gonna do for the next music video. I already have an idea. I'm not gonna mention it right now because I want to surprise everyone. But
hush.
But yeah, we're gonna get together, figure out which location we're gonna perform this, and go from there. We're gonna kind of have us performing in one section, and then we're gonna have a storyline as well. But I won't release those details right now because it's confidential. But yeah, and then after that, I'm gonna try to aim for playing more shows in Toronto. I'm gonna try to go out to play more out of town shows as well, because I haven't been doing that at all this year. I want to go to London. I want to check out Kingston again. Actually, no, we've never played Kingston. I want to go out to Quebec again. I want to be able to play Montreal again. I want to go to Sherbrooke, and I actually want to check out Quebec City as well, at least once this year before it turns to winter. And yeah, just just go from there. Just and another thing too, we want to make a new album because it's been a while. But actually, the main thing I want to do right now is make a music video for Break and one for Story, and then go from there. And that's pretty much it so far. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Pretty much.
And and actually, the main thing I want to do is find a manager, because I find that since I'm doing all this stuff, it's taking a toll on my songwriting, and I don't think I have enough time to do it anymore. So I really want to find a manager. That's the number one thing I want to do right now, because I need the help. Because I find once I get back from work, I'm on the computer emailing people, and then I'm like, oh, I got to do this now. I got to go to bed because I got work first thing in the morning, right? So, yeah, definitely. If for people out there or musicians that are listening right now, if you know a friend that's willing to help, whether they have little to no experience, at least you'll have someone there that's willing to help you and stuff like that.
So earlier you were talking about music videos and how that you're planning on getting another one coming up. So what can you tell us about the music video process? Like how did you said you've already done one for Shed?
Yeah.
So
did you want to hear the song off that?
Sure.
It's one of our slower songs, but whatever. So I don't mind playing it.
Oh boy.
Isn't that the plug-in right there?
Is it?
I think so.
Oh wow.
See?
My
eyes are good.
Yeah. I know nothing. I wish I did know something. Here you go.
See, this is going to be like, we write music for people with bipolar disorder. So this song is like a lot softer than the other two you just heard. So I guess it's more radio friendly per se. But yeah, like the process through with the last music video, we just kind of shot it near my house. It was the storyline behind it was. I guess it was about friends, or let me say that. Let me start from the top.
Okay.
So pretty much the story of the music video is starts off with a guy and his girlfriend, and this group of friends want to hang out with the boyfriend, but the girlfriend won't allow him to hang out with the group of friends. So they get ticked off. So they decide to kidnap the girlfriend so they can actually hang out with their friend. And I know it may sound strange and evil and blah blah blah, but it's funny. And we've got nothing but good, commentary from it and stuff like that. I'll show it to you once we're done the interview.
I'm definitely looking forward to this because it's very interesting. So what song are we going to be listening to here?
So this is one of our slower songs. It's called Second Guess.
Okay. Second Guess. You're listening to CFRE Radio.
Here we go.
Is it playing?
Yeah.
Do we hear it? That is the question. Please tell me you're working. Please. Where are you connecting to? Oh, boy.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Please stand by as I know nothing.
Derp.
Derp.
Herp derp.
Oh,
Matt
wow.
Damon.
Is it honestly playing right now?
Yeah, I have it on pause right now. Just push play.
Please tell me you're working. Pretty please.
That's definitely not our song.
No, it's not. And that is... Let's see. Anything? No. I'm sorry, Lionel. I honestly wish I was better prepared at that.
Let's...
Wait, can you try playing it one more time?
Oh, one sec.
Please. Anything?
Okay, we were like playing this through my cell phone.
Yeah, I was supposed to bring a copy of Shed.
I have a copy in my car. Like, I should have brought that.
It's once again, there were so many technical hiccups that were going on before the show, so unfortunately, I won't be able to play any of the songs from Shed. I'm really sorry, guys.
Are you sure? Is it because of us that's not playing right now, or?
No, because if it was playing on air, like, let's turn off the mics for a second. Yeah, if it was because of us, we still would have been able to hear over the headphones that we're wearing.
Okay.
So it shows everything that's going on. I just pick the in and out points, unfortunately. So I'm really sorry, guys.
Bob Saget.
Really, Bob Saget? That's what we're going for here. Now,
well, I have to not have a potty mouth. So Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. Now, before I get into any more, first of all, my girlfriend Sam wanted to say hi to you. She texted me in the middle of the show going, "Tell him I said hi."
Hi, Sam.
Okay.
I haven't checked out her comics yet. I've been meaning to. I have her business card right by my desk, but I haven't had the chance to do it yet.
Okay. So, once again, you're doing a show out in Lindsay, Ontario, and you've been doing shows for a while now. You bring your own gear. You don't use house gear, or is there what do you do if given the option?
Well, most venues we play at, they already have a soundboard there. Mm-hmm. If I'm playing a house party, we just have this one monitor that I usually use to jam. I just hook one mic up into, and we're good from there. For the Lindsay show, yeah, they got their own soundboard and everything, so they're well prepared for rock bands. But yeah, most places usually have their own soundboard. But some other places, they're like, you have the space to jam, but there's no soundboard. So you have to go and rent it from Long McQuaid, and they overcharge you, and blah, 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 blah. And then so I would rather find a place that already has a soundboard, or hopefully a band that already has their own soundboard as well.
Well, besides the soundboard, I'm talking more along the terms of like house drums. Like, if given the option, would you bring your own equipment, or would you like use the house stuff, like drums, amps, stuff like that?
For drums, I don't think Mark is too picky as long as it works. Mm-hmm. For me, I personally rather have my own Marshall, unless it's like, like a wall of Marshalls, then I'll probably play through that instead. I prefer using my own equipment. Mm-hmm. But Dennis, he doesn't care whose stack he's using. But yeah, for me as a guitarist, I'd rather have my own Marshall amp and guitar and pedals and all that stuff. Okay. But sorry, go ahead.
No. You finish your point, because
yeah, like whatever works really. Like actually for one show, my amp blew up, so I had to use Dennis's like he had an 80-watt amp.
It blew up.
The speaker kind of went like.
Was there shrapnel here? Like, tell me.
There was smoke actually. Like we start smelling like. I first thought it was someone cooking something upstairs. So I'm like, run upstairs. I'm like, are you guys burning something? But there was no one up there. I'm like, what the hell? So I run back downstairs and I start seeing a bit of the smoke coming from my amp. I'm like, unplugged. But I think it was like the circuitry just kind of like went.
Fizzled out pretty much. Wow. Now
it gone and died.
We've got about 4 minutes left on the air.
More time.
I am trying my best to think of something.
I don't want to go through the traffic again.
Well, hey, we can hang out.
Yeah, true.
I'll buy food, but
yay, free food.
Yeah, pretty much. In the
I'm a starving musician, damn it.
What would you like to say to the audience finally before we decide to finish today's interview?
Definitely check out our live shows. You won't regret it. We play, like it's our last show every time. We always entertain the crowd. Our songs are great. Check us out. If you don't think they're great, then you won't get your money back. Too bad. Also check us out on Facebook. It should be either under Zephyr Music or Zephyr Rocks. Same thing with our YouTube channel. We have many live videos. If you don't believe me, you can check us out there. We're on SoundCloud as well. It's got our new stuff. Our Facebook, for whatever reason, it's given us some difficulty, but within a short period of time, I should be able to get the new songs up on there. But check out SoundCloud, check out Facebook, and check out our YouTube channels. So, get more information about us. And, if you want to contact us, we got our Hotmail account there. It's XEPHYR_rocks, ROCKS, at hotmail.com if you want to contact me. And, just check us out. You definitely won't be disappointed. We will rock your face off.
That being said, we need to do a show together, man.
We definitely should.
You're doing Lindsay is the next available show that you're doing. Yep. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you're ever in downtown Toronto or is doing something like in Oakville, Mississauga, or even towards Scarborough or maybe even Pickering, we will definitely come out and do a show with you. That'd be awesome.
Well, I love to have a show with your band. Like, you guys are awesome. Like the next show in Toronto, I'm looking at playing a show at the Hideout because I haven't played there yet. But whenever I go there, I have an amazing time. So I'm gonna be bugging those guys shortly for a show. Probably looking at maybe a fall show. I'd say it's August now, so I'm saying maybe sometime around October I'll probably be having a show in Toronto.
Well, either way, it is 4:58, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to my first ever interview and also the best ever interview, period. No, thank you very much for tuning into The Mouth of Madness. I'm your host, Matthew DeLeo. I'm going to play one last Canadian song by a indie rock band that I really, really am into. This is Boy with Same Old Song, but either way, thank you for tuning into CFRE.
Gracias.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned into CFRE. Well, that was Boy with Same Old Song off their 2004 album release, Every Page You Turn. Either way, it is 5:03. I have to get the show wrapped up. We got to go. But before we leave, be sure to check out Lionel's band Xephyr, which is available on Facebook, which is available on Twitter, which is available on Tumblr?
No.
Not yet. But
SoundCloud,
SoundCloud,
Reverb Nation.
Yeah, Reverb Nation. You know the whole score. Either way, be sure to check out Xephyr. And
it's spelled Xephyr, which was the most difficult spelling ever, just so we can mess with people.
Yeah,
because we're so underground like that, man.
That really ticked me off, I'm not going to lie. But also, if you enjoyed today's broadcast and you want to hear more, you can always engage with me after the show under the Twitter hashtag, under the Twitter username SonicMTD, capital S, small O, small N, small I, small C, capital M, capital T, capital D. I am always available to engage with fans and possibly talk about maybe future show ideas. Normally I do a top 5 list and I play Canadian music at the end. Or if you got a band that wants to be live on the air, either way, you can contact me live under SonicMTD, or if you wish, you can contact me under my Facebook bands page, which is Searching for Kim. Either way, it is 5:04. Today's date is... What day is it today?
Today is Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday. Good enough for me. Either way, you've got it tuned to CFRE Radio.
August 7th.
August 7th. Yes! Either way, you're tuned into CFRE Radio. I'm glad you guys had a great time. I have to go.